Welcome to the parallel session 1 with the title of Disruptive Innovation, Shifting the Way of Learning. My name is Ricky. I'm from Petra Christian University. I'm actually currently the Dean of the Faculty of Economics. I'm here to be your moderator for the session. Yeah. Let me just clarify certain things. The first one is, of course, there will be 4 presenters for today. It used to be just 5 presenters, but the last presenter unfortunately couldn't make it. So we'll have 4 presenters. Let me just make sure once again, we should have Professor Sao Yu Chi or Chi. Professor Chi, you are here. I will call one by one first, and then I will let you start with your time, sir. And then we have Professor Johanna Prawitasari, Ibu, yes, from Universitas Kristen Krida Wacana Ukrida Jakarta. And then, of course, Bapak Paul Nugraha, former rector of Petra Christian University. And then we have Gina Lee and the team, yeah, from Pan Pacific University of the Philippines, right? Okay, so we will start first with the presentation by Professor Ji from Chaoshan College, Puning City, Guangdong Province, China, right? And then after that, there will be continuation with the next presenters. And then after the 4 presenters have finished their presentations, we will have the question and answer. Yeah. So I really hope that you can enjoy the presentation. This session is supposed to be for us to share how all of us have been trying to cope with this so-called disruptive innovation. This is something that we cannot avoid. This is something that we have to live by, you know, as a lecturer, as an educator in the higher education. So of course, we would like to listen from these presenters on how they cope with this so-called disruptive innovation. So let's give a big round of applause for the first presenter, Professor Ji from the Chaoshan College. Thank you.
尊敬的各位女士、先生们，大家下午好。我是来自中国广东潮汕学院的季少游。今天非常高兴在这里跟大家一起来探讨，在经济全球化的背景下，这个高等教育面临的新挑战，然后怎么样来颠覆这个传统创新发展。那今天我要给大家分享的主题就是这个亚洲大学校长论坛一个叫跨境电商实战人才一个培养项目。
Distinguished presidents, rectors, doctors, professors, invited speakers, panel members, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon and a very sincere welcome to 2018 Asia University President Forum. It's a great pleasure to meet you in Surabaya. My name is Lin Jingbo. I come from China. I'm honored to be here representing Chaoshan College on behalf of President Ji Xiaoyu. The theme we select is disruptive innovation, shifted the way of learning. And this is the program we plan to do, okay, called Asia University Joint Cross-Border Business School. And the title of our sharing is New Learning, New Teaching, New Entrepreneurship, and New Ecosphere.
在这个经济全球化的这个背景下，国际贸易这里边就是传统的国际贸易的这个比重是越来越下降。那电子商务，那我们叫跨境电商，这个比重是越来越大。以中国来讲，未来这个15年，中国向全球各国进口商品将达到30万亿。那像18年，今年中国出口到全世界各国，通过电子商务来卖，就通过跨境电商来卖到全球的有8万亿美元。所以就说电子商务在这个经济全球化这个传统的国际贸易里边的作用是越来越大。那它发展非常快，急需大量的本土化的 实战型的跨境电商人才。
As you know, China is a country with a long history. The internet age changes taking place in China at high speed, and the new leadership of China is facing a series of complex challenges. In September 2013, Chinese President Xi Jinping proposed a Silk Road economic, the Belt and Road Initiative. Initiative aims at building a community of shared interests, responsibility, and destiny with mutual political trust, economic integration, and cultural inclusiveness. While investment and trade cooperation is a major task in building the Belt and Road.
那我们这个项目呢，就是说通过这个亚洲各个大学来合作，然后通过线上在线教育和线下这个辅导的形式，共同来培养这个实战型的这个跨境电商人才。
As a member of higher education, how do you have to solve the employment problem for the government, assist to upgrade the traditional foreign trade for the enterprises, and try to train innovative students for the society?
那具体的合作方式是有2种，一种呢就是说，我们可以在各个大学，有国际贸易专业的学校里边，来设立这个跨境电商实战那个基地。那毕业班的同学，就是说在校学生最后1年的学生，可以在这个基地里边接受我们的这个实战的指导。第2种方式呢是也可以学生选择直接到中国，到广州来。那我们在广州会设立国际留学生的这个跨境电商就业创业孵化基地。
Before we get started, I would love to make a brief introduction of Chaoshan College, which is well known for its entrepreneurship education in China, especially in the field of cross-border e-commerce. Our college students are running shops on various platforms such as Amazon, Wish, AliExpress, Dunhuang Gate. Their sales results are satisfactory, and their business has spread to more than 100 countries and regions all over the world.
那经过我们这个在各个学校的基地训练，或者到广东的这个基地训练的学生，将会成为这个跨境电商行业的这个营销的高手。他可以把中国的产品卖到他所在的国家，或者把他国家的产品通过电子商务卖到中国。
After taking our courses online, we have got an online teaching system that is called HiSeller. Okay, students after studying these courses, they will be experts. In this selling field, they could sell the products from domestic market to all over the world. Okay, maybe students from abroad, they can also sell their products to China. Yeah.
那学生毕业以后呢，就一个是2个选择，一个可以留在中国就业或者创业，那也可以回到他所在的国家去就业和创业。
Two options for students to study the course. The students from abroad, they can come to China to study the course, or maybe we can send teachers to your universities, to other universities in other countries and regions to study to teach the course. Yes.
那我们这个项目它的创新点是2个，一个就是通过这个在线教育平台来进行这个养成的线上教育和线下的这种指导。另外一个呢，就是只要建立一个完整的跨境电商的这么一个生态。除了说学生接受这个课程，最重要的是在这个平台上面有大量的中国非常热销的产品在上面，学生可以直接在上面下载这些产品，到他各个跨境电商平台，比如说亚马逊啊、易贝啊、东环啊、速卖通啊等等这上面去卖。那有了订单以后，这个快递、仓储、物流这一块都是由我们来提供这个服务所以学生他是可以非常简单的达到这个创业的一个目的。 最后做到就是说一边学习是能够一边赚钱的。
The characteristic of new teaching reflects in two sections. One section is teachers sharing, which are made of online and offline resources sharing.
所以我们整个就是说提出来这个叫新的学习方式、新的教学方式，整个一个生态链、新的生态和一种新的创业。那具体怎么做，详细的东西下面由我们林老师做进一步细致的一个介绍。
Okay, later I will talk about the details, okay, about this topic. Okay, this is the background we just talked about, yes. We teach students they could run online shops on platforms like Amazon, eBay, Lazada, Shopee, and etc. That's the problems the government and the universities and colleges and the enterprises and the students face. For example, for the enterprises, the lack of electronic commerce talents and their channel are relatively single. For the students, their lack of experience, they have no working experience, they have no selling experience, they have no society experience. Okay, their lack of mentors. I mean, the mentors, they can teach, not just the teachers teach their the knowledge or textures to them, but teach the real skills that can help them to make money before entering into society. They could start a business, they could make money on the campus before graduation. Okay, our topic, new learning, new teaching, new entrepreneurship, new ecosphere. We have got this teaching platform called HiSeller. This platform has many different versions in different languages. Right now, the Chinese version and the English version is almost finished, and later on we will launch many other languages such as Indonesia, Japanese, Korean, Spanish, yes, all kinds of different versions in different languages. Okay, our course will be classified in these 4 parts. Methods to open an e-shop quickly, practice to operate a business, cross-border logistics, knowledge, SEO analysis outside the e-shops. All of our courses are recorded from real life, yes. And the courses will be updated twice a month. 7 days, it only takes 7 days to finish a platform courseware, yes, such as an Amazon course or an eBay course, yes, 7 days. That means within a month, less than 30 days, we could finish the courses of like 4 courses, 4 platforms, sorry, 4, yes. Okay, what skills can students acquire from this way of new learning? The most importantly, for the student can acquire is the mind, is the business mind, is the core thinking for them to operate cross-border e-commerce platforms, to do business not only just in their domestic market, but markets from all over the world. Okay, we have 2 campuses. One is in Guangzhou, one is in Chaoshan District. Okay, they're both in Guangdong Province. This is the innovation models in Chaoshan College, Guangzhou Incubation Center, including basic teaching workshop, back-end operation workshop, product video workshop, art design workshop, custom service workshop, and we will issue certificates of skills to the outstanding students. Teaching resources sharing. We will be separated into two parts, online and offline. There are 4 steps for us to make the teaching and learning to keep in the same pace. Step 1 is PCN learning. Step 2 is mobile and practice, which is the most popular way the students like nowadays. Step 3, work together. By resources sharing, basic knowledge of some platform can be finished within 7 days, which was mentioned just now. The last step is gain knowledge and profit. Yes, the students are more interested in making money than just learn some theories. Yes. Okay, the third part is new entrepreneurship, which we mentioned. These are the outstanding students who start a business on campus. Well, there are 4 blocks on the way of entrepreneurship. No source of funds, no practical methods to learn, no overseas warehousing, especially the last one. Okay, fortunately we have this high seller and helpful assistant to solve the above problems. Not only just the multilingual versions, but also some like 24-hour online service, perfect data center to make sure that the students could run the business smoothly. Okay. iSeller creates a new mode to start business, and I want to focus on the biggest characteristic, which is in the last part, new ecosphere. I'll just skip it. Okay,
Mr. Lin, I think because of the slides and also the translation method, we can have another 5 minutes for you. So it's okay, because you were in the rush. Don't rush yourself, it's okay.
Okay, the biggest characteristic is this one. Overseas warehousing system, which is the biggest problem we mentioned just now. Our way to solve these problems is every college or university serve as an independent overseas location. Like in AUPF, so many, like more than 30, nearly 40 countries and regions, hundreds of colleges and universities, okay, in our forum. So that's resources which is very have advantages. Yes, in different countries, in different regions, every college could serve as a warehousing, overseas warehousing to solve this problem. Okay, so the missions to change the world were put on the shoulders of higher education, on the colleges, on the universities. So it's our mission to build overseas warehouses for the students who were interested in electronic business learning. Yes, by offering practice opportunities, by sport goods display, by teaching courses at judgment, by new type basics to deliver talented people and my all-time responsible teaching team training. So probably we need to go back to the teaching resources, yes, which is okay, in order to cultivate students who could really start a business, we have requirements for the teachers. So brand new teachers need to be cultivated as well. I mean, teachers. Yes. Yep. Except for original college teachers, there are also teachers of cross-border EC from cross-border electronic commerce enterprises. They should have experience, working experience, not just from some normal universities, from a teaching major, but they should have real working experience. They should have selling experience. They should know how to do business. These kind of teachers are required. Also teachers who are guiding students to start a business. And maybe teachers that are just e-sellers themselves. Yeah. And so in the end of my speech, I want to mention the teacher's role. Need to transfer from lecturer to be a mentor. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, in disruption era, missions fall on the shoulders of higher education to change the world. Ways of learning should be shifted from teacher-oriented to student-centered. Lecturers become mentor for a teacher by using diversified teaching tools and means. Innovative technologies should be applied to cultivate students' self-learning and working abilities. At last, organic combination of new learning, new teaching, and new entrepreneurship could be realized as an ecosphere. That's all for my speech.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I give you a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. Thank you, Professor G. Yeah. Thank you also, Mr. Lin. What an interesting opener for all of us. So instead of just being shy away, asking the students to work on the available platforms, the college is actually using the platform. In just 7 days, learning a platform. So in a month, you could somehow master 4 platforms, yeah, somehow. Thank you so much. We learn about the e-entrepreneurship, if I can just make it into a word. Now, the second presenter will be Professor Johanna Pravitasari from Universitas Kristen Krida Wacana Christian University, Jakarta. And her title of presentation is the implementation of blended and student-centered learnings at Universitas Kristen Krida Wacana. So the 15 minutes is yours, Ibu.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished participants. Today, I would like to share what we have here. Oh, this is the time. And how you use it? Usually I have my assistant there. We have started to implement the blended and student-centered learnings at our university this year. And I'd like to share the experience here. The outline is like this. We will talk about background and then the findings and discussion. This is really a research actually. And the first presenter talked about the classes and also the program there, but we will present what we have done in the learning processes. This is the outline. What is blended learning? We usually teach our students face-to-face like this. We talk, and discussion maybe, question and answer. But with the blended learning is a hybrid, face-to-face and also virtual teaching and learning approach. So it's a combination of face-to-face and virtual classes. We do have 50% of face-to-face and 50% of online. And what is student-centered learning? We usually involve students in the learning processes. They choose their own agenda, but the task of the lecturer is designing each session. So this is combination of what students would like to learn and also what teachers or lecturer could provide. Students must be very active, but in Indonesia, a private university have very diverse students' competencies in their intellectual, their motivation, and also their learning habit. So lecturers have to be very, very facilitating and supporting to the students. Otherwise, they cannot achieve what we have designed. Both lecturers and students have to be carefully planning the session. And also, the students' active participation is a must. But again, our students are very diverse. So I guess we need to make a real good effort to make the classes, the student-centered learning classes, to be more powerful somehow, but yet the result is still questionable. Maybe it's not what we'd like to achieve, but yet we do plan ahead in this mode. The implementation of blended learning at UGRIDA. The blended learning is only a pilot project on computer programming class. We do utilizing not Moodle, but we do use the learning management system. And we design and produce the learning materials and also the students' performance assessment. We do put it into the LMS. In the student-centered, we could compare what is the blended learning and what is the student-centered learning. The student-centered learning processes, we do receive a grant from Directorate of Higher Education from the Ministry of Research and Higher Education. And 6 classes from psychology, English and English department, and electrical engineering. We do have this pilot program. Each class was observed by at least 3 other lecturers. Not only they reported the result, but outside observers were also in that 6 classes. The observers discussed evaluation and also suggest the improvement of each class, after each class. Now, I'd like to present the findings and discussion. 8 types of activities we use in our blended learning process. Those are reading assignments, group discussion, field trip. Field trip is very important because they are exposed to the program outside the lecture classes. They have the exposure of what people outside there has been doing. We do have, sorry. Oh, sorry. Okay. We must have quizzes to check whether the materials that we presented and also the content of the lecture must be mastered by the student. And also, after the discussion, they presented the result of the discussion. And also, we provide tutorial and also lab training. Besides that, there is lecture and also expert sharing. We invited people who are in the field, who are expert in the computer programming, to share in the class. We found that reading assignments may be given in various forms and facilitate students' independent learning. This is the challenge. This is for us as the lecturer, because some of the students are not so well prepared. Also, they sometimes do not do the homework, or they do not do the assignment. They just rely on the peer, sometimes like that. So this is the challenge for the lecturer. And we also, we found that the blended learning requires thorough preparation in lesson design and lecture video making. We do have to develop multimedia in the blended learning so that students could repeat the lecture's contents and by themselves. And using the multimedia can inspire the students and also can motivate the students to learn more. The problem is we must design each session very, very carefully with using also the media in each lesson. The key component is the learning management system. It requires a good internet. It requires the reliable internet access and allows database monitoring of students' activities. Otherwise, the data could be lost. And this is the quiz score summary of the blended learning. We could see the average score they received is 79%. And we'd like to have 100% high score, but yet there are low score of 33%. And the standard deviation is 274. So it's not that far away. The range is good. And the average time is 10 minutes 48 for the quiz. You can see the chart here that 55% say yes to the blended learning and none is no. So I guess they enjoy it, 55% at least. And the 40%, they said that they prefer listening to the lecturer instead of doing it by themselves. So they can sleep and then listen to the lecturers, like as the traditional classes. And how many percent is there? The students said that I prefer being able to ask questions directly in class instead of asking via WhatsApp or discussion group. So they still feel like the traditional class is much better for them. But they are very, very small number of students. And students' favorite places to read assignment and do quizzes. They said 85% at home. That's the question of the parents. Why they don't go to the campus? Why they stay at home? And this is, we need to give information about this kind of blended learning. And at cafe, at home, on the way, at campus, only a small number of them. Mostly they like to do it at home. And this is very convenient for the students because they don't have to travel to go to campus. You know, Jakarta is very crowded and there are so many traffic jams that students must go from one place to another and using the public transportation. And clarity of reading assignment in form of PowerPoint presentation. And they said that easy to understand, 40%, and 55% said just okay. And very easy to understand, or small number of them, very difficult to understand. I guess it's on the other side. Student-centered learning at UGRIDA, findings and discussion. Lesson design in student-centered learning include chapter design based on the semester lesson plan, based on lesson design and specifying class activities. In psychology, Department of Psychology, the lecturer include discussion with student assistant for worksheets preparation, RPS. And also in psychology, they use simulation of the class processes to anticipate students' response. So they did the baseline before they implement the student-centered learning process.
Professor, sorry, the time is almost up.
Okay.
So sorry about it.
All right, 2 more. They did revision of class activities based on the simulation of class processes and also based on the feedback. This is the detail of the SCL, short quizzes and also more simulation and project. And they use the scaffolding group, students who are very intelligent and also very tedious in their learning processes and master the materials. They will be in the groups. Not one group consists of them, but we put one of them in each group. SEL regards to role preparation on both lecturers and student sides. lack of home preparation on one side can be costly in terms of the loss of time to cover the teaching materials. From the lecturer point of view, SEL approach has been observed to successfully engage the student relation, especially when they do the simulation and also they implement the concept using the social drama, for example, and also the facilitator facilitate another student, and also the intellectual student assisted other student. So this is a collaboration and independent learning. Despite the need for extensive and intensive preparation, all participating classes observe promising results on students' engagement, participation, collaboration, and independence. The new generation rely heavily in technology. That's why those two learning processes are recommended. Traditional teaching may become a niche market and available only for selected few people. Thus, blended learning, where SEL is a must, should be the main learning method in the future. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor Johanna. Thank you so much. Sorry for the time. Yes, my short response will be, it is very important for the university to be ready in doing so-called the blended learning. Blended means online and offline learning. The preparation is a lot, many things that have to be done by the lecturers, but also the readiness of the students also need to be ensured so that the meeting between the learner, the two scholars can happen. And of course, just like what she has said, the infrastructure is also very important. If the internet connection is not is not reliable, then the data could be lost somehow. Thank you so much, Professor Johanna. Next, we are going to listen to Mr. Paul Nugraha. Once again, he is the former rector of Petra Christian University. Yeah, the time is yours, Pak Paul. Give him a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your attention. I try to make it short. I will talk about an Asian disruptive collaboration among us for the now generation. That's the Indonesian popular term. Yes. In Indonesia, there's a new terminology, the now generation or the now era. In Indonesian, it's zaman now. It's like the digital natives or the Y generation or something similar to that. So for them, it's not the past. It's not also not the future, but the now. Only the now is the matter, nothing else. Now, the now generation, when they come to class, they don't bring any book, nor any notes, not even the pen. I can't believe it. They cannot sign. They cannot make any notes. But that's the fact. They bring the powerful single gadget, the smartphone. And they are so mesmerized by it. Now, of course, with that kind of attitudes and with the long lectures, with long notes and continuing talking and talking, they're getting bored or getting uneasy. They're thinking about playing the games. It's more fun. Now, if they have to face with online courses, including the MOOC that's been mentioned by Dr. Cheng, to chant. Some students can survive, but only the top of the cream, only those who are independent, who are mature enough, those who can use the technology as a tool, not overcome the tool. But how about the majority, the bottom of the pyramid? The majority, they are engulfed by the technology. Most of them cannot survive. Statistically, most of them cannot survive. So what we can do with them? Because it's the majority of our students. So let's break the spell. We have some suggestions. First is to do the gamification, which is we use the attractiveness of the games into the non-game situation. Some examples give a lot of graphics like this. Some animations. They like to see it, but not too long. You can give movies, but not, in my experience, not more than 2 minutes. They will distract it away. Should be short. Focus. And let them explore, because if you just keep talking, within 1 hour, they lose their attention. So usually I give them assignment to do. It can be a group assignment, so they then think. If you let them, if you ask them only after midterm or the end of the term, they won't learn during that weeks. And give them feedback and acknowledgement. So every lecture I give them assignment, they have to finish it exactly at that time, and the next week I give them feedback. And those who are good, the best one, I give them bonuses and acknowledge them in the front of the class. That's gamification. Second is to create shorter packages and to rearrange. The way we teach, we have a lot of study. For instance, for bachelor degree, it's 4 years or 3.5 years, and we staff them with everything that's important for them for their future work, either for 10 years or 15 years of their work. Hopefully, it's good for them. For instance, if civil engineering is for the construction management, and then later to be for the general management. But the stuff that we give it to them is already outdated because of time. So it's better to make it shorter packages. That's the trend of the future. Students will go from study to work, and so forth. They will go only for just-in-time learning, just enough learning, no nonsense. So we have to make shorter packages. But we know there's some problem with our accreditation. We are not allowed to do that. We have to bargain with the accreditation system. Some people said there's another alternative. It's the blockchain, in which you can store your CV in the internet and it cannot be erased. It may be in later years, it can become one alternative. So we have to rearrange as well. Here we usually give general management for the first year, and then the specific construction management on the fourth year. But when they work, when they are junior engineer, they need the construction management first. And when they become coordinator or become manager, then they need the general management. That's an example. So we have to rearrange the courses. Just give the right one to the right time. And the third is to cultivate our own uniqueness. The big and famous university has already made their move. They are big, excellent, and almost free. What can we do for our universities? We have to look for our excellent programs and our unique, distinct heritage and our local content to cultivate it. And if it's excellent, then we can go to be global and for a bigger market. So Jacob already presented this. The anomaly of digital disruptions. Uber own no taxis, Airbnb own no real estate, but they grow. Why they can do it and they cannot do it before? Because of the technology. The technology enables them to do cooperation. The technology enables them to share. So, why us, the Asian university, cannot cooperate? If we cooperate, we have bigger market in Asia. We can compete with the biggest MOOC programs. So let us collaborate.
Right.
There are some examples in the US. So let's do it. And let's put our attention on the bigger, the bottom of the pyramid. The majority, those who are clever, they can survive anyway. We should put our attention on the big number. And if we cooperate, they are even bigger number. So, let's do it. Let's make it a disruption. So make it a snowballing effort. Thank you.